Hello all, it is me, Insomniac Writer, and today we're going to be previewing Vamp. And in light of today's movie selection, I decided to go with something a little bit more in season. Plus, I did promise something like an Alvara outfit some point, so here we are. So I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you ever have one of those nights?
Hey, where are we going?
Doesn't matter. What counts is that you're my buddy. My day didn't start off too well.
We be looking for ya.
Aren't we jumpy tonight?
And then it got worse.
We're here.
And then...
Gentlemen, I give you Katrina.
You're just what I'm looking for. Why'd you pick on us?
It was a mistake. It was a little error there, a little communication error. I'm sorry. Uh-oh.
Let's just get out of here. This is not really happening.
Hello, baby.
God, you look awful. What happened to you?
I was nearly hung. I got into a fight with a psychotic albino. I ate a cockroach, my best friend disappeared, and then I'm nearly assassinated by a runaway elevator.
Anyone can have an off night.
This is fantastic!
Vamp, a comedy with bite. And of course, Grace Jones.
Hey, I'm back and I just finished watching Vamp, starring Grace Jones, who is the queen bee vampire queen, whatever. She's the head vampire at this club called the After Dark Club, in which two college students, Chris Makepeace and Robert Ressler, attend in order to find a stripper to dance at a fraternity house to which they're trying to pledge. The problem is that they don't know what they're in for. The movie also stars Dee Dee Pfeiffer, who is Michelle Pfeiffer's little sister. You might recognize her from some sitcoms in the 90s and whatnot. But this movie, I saw this on regular TV back in the day when I was younger. And I know there are some movies that I said I saw on regular TV. Well, regular TV was what you watched movies on before cable. If you didn't have cable, and even if you did, regular TV actually showed movies. They weren't just full of like reality shows and regular TV shows. They actually played movies. And the CW used to be called Philly 57. That's where they watched a lot of movies. Like a lot of the movies I saw on Philly 57. Rest in Peace, which is now known by as the CW once they were purchased by the WB. But anyway, back to this. This movie, again, it stars Grace Jones. She is Katrina. She's this head vampire chick. And her makeup is amazing. Like, they have her look like a white girl with crazy hair and makeup is just crazy. Her set is just fabulous. And another thing that makes her really stand out is the fact that she's in this entire movie without one word uttered. She has no dialogue whatsoever. So every emotion, every feeling that she's portraying is all shown through facial expressions, body language, and mannerisms. And she nails it. She's the shit. I love Grace Jones because she's just amazing. And if you can hear, I'm playing a song called Seduction Surrender. And it took me forever to find this song. This is the song that she does her little dance to on stage. And she does the thing. It's not what you think a stripper theme would go. It's not just a girl shaking her ass like they do now. Like, she really is just into it, and she has a lot of, you can see all the emotion in her eyes. It's just, you could tell she was meant to be a model. That being said, it's just, the movie itself was just outshined and by movies like Fright Night and Lost Boys, but it technically is a good vampire 80s classic, which makes it great. I think it was just mismarketed, because if you watch the trailer, you see that they say a comedy. It's not a comedy. Maybe dark comedy. And it does have its comedic moments. It has some funny elements and some whimsical parts provided by, I think his name is Getty Watanabe. But it's not a comedy. It's a horror movie. And I hate when they market movies that say comedy just because they have a few jokes and funny scenes, because that's not a comedy. That's not what it is. Like, I saw a movie called Beverly Hills Vamp. Now, that is considered a comedy because every 20 seconds something dumb was happening, something goofy was happening. That's not this movie. Like, there's a scene with Robert Ressler, and who you might recognize from Weird Science and Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And the scene with him and Grace Jones, she seduces him, turns him on, and goes in for the kill. And like, he's about to attempt to like free himself and choke her, but she takes that arm and breaks him, and it's just, you could tell that he is just powerless to stop the inevitable. He's just caught in this Black Widow's web, and it's done for him. You see that pain and emotion, you see that fear in his face, like, oh shit. But you do see him later on in the movie. He comes back as a vampire, no less. And I think the technique was to kind of either kill his friends or turn his friends, one of the other. But again, this movie is just, the plot is good. The scenes are acted well. It's just a really good film. Chris Makepeace and Dee Pfeiffer, basically, they are on screen together a lot, and they are trying to evade all types of obstacles and shit in their way. There's this albino gang, which in my opinion I could have did without. Like, I really did not care for the albino gang. Now, you on the other hand might watching this movie, but I could have did without him. I mean, the main gang leader, you recognize him from Charmed as a bad guy, and I guess that's just how he got typecast in the 80s and 90s. But to be honest, I could have did without them. Like, I didn't make me bother if they were not in there. But I guess it just kind of adds to the drama that is this movie. Another thing, Getty Watanabe, going back to him as the comic relief, he basically has no friends. He's like a rich guy who he buys everyone off. He buys people to help him with his homework, and that's that. And they agree to take him along because they need his car. So it's kind of like that element from like Road Trip, where they kind of pretend to be the dork's friend for something in return, like, quid pro quo, but it doesn't really work out for them. Anyway, moving along, the movie, I guess, is classified as a B movie because the effects aren't that great, but to be honest, the makeup is on point. The vampire makeup, the latex for the wounds and stuff, that's pretty good. And I guess the lighting of the movie kind of makes the blood look real, because in the 80s the blood always looked like ketchup, but in this, that's not the case. The lighting is kind of dim because they're in this club or it's outside at night, so it is pretty convincing, and you would enjoy this movie. I liked it. I've always loved this movie, and not just because Robert Russell was a vampire in it and he looked kind of hot and I'm like, oh, bite me. It was just a really good flick. It's sad that it just got outshadowed. And what's crazy is that 10 years later, two guys walk into a bar to evade the law, and we know that movie is From Dusk Till Dawn. So that's why I chose, again, this movie outranked, another movie outranked From Dusk Till Dawn, because it's new. So I would say check out the movie, give it a whirl. I think you can probably find it online. I found this DVD for like $5 in Walmart, but it is enjoyable. It is a good flick. It's underrated, and you don't get to see these actors around too much anymore, especially Chris Makepeace, but it is enjoyable. So anyway, Oh, and if you haven't noticed, I changed my shirt. It's just more comfortable to me. I'm sorry, but like, comment, and subscribe and share and whatever, and maybe I'll bring it back. Maybe. But anyway, until next time, this is your girl Insomniac Writer signing off. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out, at the end of the movie when the survivors are walking away, there's a scene they're walking past the stores because everything's opening and everybody's coming outside to safety in the sunlight. The cigarettes are $1. It's a sign that says cigarettes, sell them or whatever. It's $1. And it's weird because they're like $10 now, and I don't smoke cigarettes, but I was just like, wow, I just thought that was astonishing. Like, I like to see old movies, and the old movies have stuff just priced up just a crazy price compared to now. Like soda, gas, everything is like 20 times as much as it was when I was a kid, and that's just crazy. But anyway, that's all. Enjoy this movie if you find it. Check it out, and check out some of Grace Jones's music. Like, she was that chick back in the day. Anyway, this is your girl again, signing off, and until next time.